One of the most common questions we see on our channels, as well as other RV channels and travel channels, is how do you earn your state sticker? Referring to how someone determines when they put each state sticker on their rig to fill out their state sticker map. As it turns out, it's a little more controversial than we expected. So stick around as we discuss the controversy and our conclusion. And be sure to drop a comment below. Tell us what method you would choose for determining when to add your state sticker, or how do you count it if you've been to a state. Also, as always, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon so you get updates and notifications when we post more content. We do not post on a strict schedule, so if you want to follow our journey, that bell button is going to be key. All right, so this video is going to consist of 5 parts. The scientific poll results from a couple of Facebook groups and some of our favorite poll responses.
2, asking some of our traveling neighbors how they decided to add their state stickers.
Yep, and then the third thing we're gonna do is we're gonna break down those poll responses into 3 categories that we think should be standards for everyone.
And 4, breakdown of what we originally decided we would determine what we would cross the states for.
How we would be crossing off the states. And then the 5th thing is how we are now actually determining when to add a state sticker to our map, right? So if you're looking for a state sticker map for your car or RV or whatever, just check the RV must-have list on our bio link page in the video description. I'll post that down below. And and also for clarification, we use our state sticker map on our van to represent everywhere our family has been together. I asked some other folks here in the RV park about what they do as well, so we'll get some of that. And some people only place their state stickers like if their RV has been there, or if they've been there, or if their tow vehicle has been there. So that's kind of a whole other controversy. We'll dive a little bit into that, but you know, we use our map to indicate
our entire family.
Yeah, where our entire family has been, and it doesn't matter in the vehicle or whatever. So also let us know, like, do you use a map or multiple maps? Let us know in the comments. We just have the one on the back of our van.
Yep, and just clarification for this trip only.
Right. So, okay, so let's talk about those poll results from a few of the Facebook groups. Now, these are not polls that we personally took, but we are in a few RV groups on Facebook. And this question comes up pretty regularly. So we just, we took some samplings from each of the groups, and the results in each group were pretty much the same across the board, I guess the Facebook, the question really is, how do you earn your state sticker? And there's roughly 20 or so responses that are, real responses, and they could be generalized together, right? Yeah. So here's the top 5 most common answers. And this is the number 1, which was about 30%. And this was the overwhelming response, indicating that they've earned their state sticker by doing an activity in that state.
And number 2, at 15%, is they stopped in that state for any reason, lunch break, rest break, any other reason.
Any reason to stop, they got their state sticker. The 3rd is that they physically entered the geographical boundary, right? So they didn't have to stop, nothing. They went through it. That's 10% of people.
And then number 4, which we've actually heard more I feel like, is that they stayed the night. 10% stayed the night. Yeah,
a tent, Walmart, anything like that didn't matter. And then the 5th one was they created a memory there. That was also 10%. 25% is the remainder of the respondents, and that kind of varied between about 15 or so general responses with some slight variations.
Right.
There were some really fun answers in there that stuck out to us. So just fun ways to count, like if you've been to a state, but not methods that we would say like should be the standard or what we go by.
So there are things like went swimming, took a picture, bought a souvenir, urinated off of a bridge.
I don't recommend that urinating from the bridge is how anybody counts it.
Had an intimate moment.
Had an intimate moment was definitely one of them people use. Visited a landmark or a local attraction. One of my favorites was volunteered. If you volunteered there, that's when they count it. And then, maybe stopped at a Walmart was one. I think that's probably how my dad would say my mom counts the states. Love you, Mom and Dad.
Nice clarification.
I think most of those were pretty good overall. Maybe a little bit odd, maybe some a little bit edgy, but for the most part, those were really good responses. And I, wanted to get some personal insights from some of the other RVs, full-time and nomadic RVers, stationary, but that were here at this RV park we're at. So I hit the streets with the park to meet up with some of my neighbors.
Greg and Tammy Cash.
Yep.
Greg and Tammy Cash
Yep.
with Chasing the Cashes.
And I'm Marissa. I have no idea where Nathan is, but we're Less Junk, More Journey.
Zack and Mary with Country Outdoors.
My name is John Elder. We're from Newport Beach, California.
Joe and Tara from World Share.
We are Kaylee and Steve with Exploring Outside the 303.
Hi, I'm Melinda.
And I'm Tim.
We're the Blakeleys. We are a faith family and a fifth wheel.
This is Banana Pig.
And Mango Salsa.
We're Lindsey and Stuart from Living Small Dreaming Big.
I am Trevor.
I'm Leah.
We're from Llama Llama Adventure.
Llama Adventure.
And
Yeah.
what's your name? Lennon.
Lennon.
Hey, I'm Mike,
And I'm Missy.
and we're the Campaholics.
Woo!
Hi guys, Tom with EnjoyTheJourney.life.
Be a part, like to be in the state. I feel like a lot of people, even outside RVing, they're like, "Oh, I've been to Georgia," but they really just went to the Atlanta airport. So first and foremost, that does not count.
We set a rule that we had to spend a night camping in a state in order to add it to our map. So we had
Okay.
to spend a night in our RV inside of that state somewhere in order to add it to our map. Harvest
Okay.
Toast, Boondocks, something.
I don't think that you've truly seen a state unless you've eaten at a mum and pop restaurant in that state, because that's where the true bones of the people that live in that territory are.
We have to spend the night and we have to make a memory.
If you hadn't had a conversation with someone from the state, you haven't been to the state.
For us, we have to at least stay the night.
In
Okay.
the rig.
And
Yeah.
that
Stay the
counts.
night in the rig.
In the rigs. Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't been to a gas station and sat down with the old men that go in there and get their breakfast every day and get their biscuit and their coffee, I don't think you've truly experienced the state.
Oh, well, an overnight stay at
An
least.
overnight stay at
Not
least.
not
but,
passing through.
But honestly, we don't even track it.
You don't keep track.
No, just-
No, we have a little journal, but no, it doesn't. It's not really any way of.
Has anybody done the state stickers but in tattoo form on their body?
spend the night, first of all.
Okay.
And then secondly,
an activity. So we have to go on a hike, or we have to do something like a national park or something. Or if we're in, a smaller kind of boring state, it's getting busy.
Okay, so this could be anything.
Any kind of
An activity.
Yeah,
all right,
an
I like
activity.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
So it has to be one overnight.
That'd be pretty hardcore, because then that would be for them.
We're bad about even counting. I feel like if you travel through it, you're gonna stop, whatever, a restaurant stop or whatever, or overnight. So I think you can count that state. I would count it. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
If you're really in the club, you should get the tattoo.
We don't use the state sticker map. We use the pins. A
Okay.
little more precise, we feel. And then if we have to stay a night, that considers where we put a pin in.
That counts.
In the RV.
In the RV.
As a family.
As a family in the RV.
Okay.
You're not really in the club unless you get a tattoo.
But we use the app Nomad Near Me and check in on that, and that's if we have stayed the night in that state,
Stayed the night, and you use Nomad Near Me,
which is their app.
which is your app.
Convenient.
Okay. All right. Sweet. I'm gonna have to share that one with my wife.
We just put over on the side of the road at a rest stop and just kind of go out in the woods and hike. We've hiked.
We have hiked like that at a rest area.
Yeah, hiked. We call it hiked.
You guys are too much.
Oh, we try to be. It's all good.
That's awesome.
I'm honestly perplexed by this question. I've never been asked it before.
Ours is we stay the night in an RV as a family. So it doesn't have to be the same RV because we've changed RVs a few times.
Okay.
So as long as we've stayed in a state the night in an RV. And so we've done all 50 states. And so that's why we count it, because we couldn't take our rig to Hawaii. So
Right.
we rented an RV there to count it.
Okay.
In an RV.
We've seen a lot of different. We met a family that only counted if you got on the water, which is
So they,
Pretty cool.
do their paddle boards in every state, and that's how they counted it. So
Perfect.
really unique, the different ways people
All right.
count it.
I think it depends on where the map lives. Is the map living on the outside of your RV? Is it living in a portable magazine that you take around in your truck? I don't know.
Okay, now the second part of this though, does that map count? Like, is that map, and I guess you've kind of already answered, is that map for your rig? Is it for your tow vehicle? Is it for your family? So our family, you know, I'm not taking our bus everywhere. And so we count it if we've just been there as a family. You know, we could have flown there and been there, done some activities. Like, that's going on our map that's on our van, right? We stayed north of Savannah, Georgia, which meant we were in South Carolina, but most of our activities were in Georgia. We counted Georgia. Now we're in Georgia with you guys right now, so we're getting more overnight stays here. But what's your map represent?
I think the sticker club works just like this, where they have it on their door. So it's definitely tied to the RV.
To the
Where
RV.
has the RV been?
Okay, yeah, it's
Opal has to be in the state.
Yes.
Okay.
And since we're a fifth wheel, they're both together all the time anyway. So, you know, it has to be. We don't disconnect and go drive to another state and do something, come back and put a sticker on. No.
Okay.
It has to be the rig, and we have to do something there.
We only use one map, and it has to be the tow vehicle and the trailer and the family. We have to be all in.
all three.
Okay.
So the RV has now evolved into a person. It is a being, and it gets sticker rewards every time it visits a new place.
We have 3 different maps in various degrees of completeness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the map represents your RV being there with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So if you park it, you know, in Charleston, South Carolina, and then you visit Savannah, Georgia in your truck, that doesn't count.
That does not count. And that's why you'll see Kentucky is skipped, Kansas and Colorado are skipped. We've been there, haven't stayed there with the RV.
With the RV.
Yep.
Okay.
I think you got to do the head on the pillow kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So you got to have the head on the
I
pillow.
think the head on the pillow
in the
is
state.
In the state, yes.
Yep, no doubt.
All right.
No
And that
doubt.
doesn't count for my daughter that's just sleeping in the back seat
Right. Yeah.
as we drive through. That
Or the
doesn't count.
dog is
Nope.
asleep. No,
Nope.
no,
Okay.
no, no,
And it's
no.
your rig. It's not necessarily just you or
Correct.
your tow
I think
vehicle.
it's us.
Yes.
It's towing the rig. Yeah. I think
All
it's
right.
gotta
So
be the
you
rig.
guys count the rig and
us. I think.
and
I think it's
and
like
you.
a
your rig with you.
A
Yes.
rig with me.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Not a hotel room.
Not a hotel room. No.
That's
All right.
another story.
So if they buy a new RV, you got to start over?
You gotta start over.
So we have one on our website, which
LlamaLlamaAdventure.com.
yeah, on that one we have a list of all of the stops we've made on our travels.
Including the route.
Yeah, the route and the dates and all of that.
I guess with
It's
it
all together.
With it all.
Pretty
So-
much that's one night with the rig because all of us are there.
Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
we've been to a lot more states, but not since full time.
At least one night do an activity in a memory. We're usually there more than 3 days.
Okay.
If we just stop for the night, that does not count.
I don't know though, because it's like
Not a tattoo.
yeah, but it's like with a house, isn't it? Like, how many times have you moved into a home and there's still the lines on the wall from the previous family where they've been measuring the kids that lived there before? I think you should leave it, and if the new owners want to cover it up, they can.
Oh, I would say just you personally.
If you personally have been there?
Sometimes we just take the Jeep and we'll head out on a road trip, stay in hotels or whatever. So, I mean, if your goal is to hit all 50 states, then it might take you longer if you've got to count when your RV is with you as opposed to flying somewhere or just taking a road trip.
We have a pin board, like a cork board map.
Okay, perfect.
Each trip is a different color, so we can track our journeys as we go around and know where we want to go back to and places we've been to.
I think we're overthinking this whole issue. I think we're overthinking it. We've gone way beyond the question at this point.
Wait.
When you get to a place, it will give you these badges, and the badges will like tell you the states you've been to. So you can tell the states. Isn't that cool?
All right, I'm gonna link to that in this video. I did not know that you guys had an app.
We do, to meet other nomads.
All right, so we will we'll definitely link to that.
Places we brought the rig.
Yeah.
So the map is related to your rig.
Yeah.
We're not rig specific. I mean, obviously for the map, I would say definitely in an RV.
Okay.
But yeah, just
any RV.
any RV, yeah, not rig specific.
It's part of the RV now. We're talking about the RV becoming a thing, right? Does it want its adventures ripped away? No.
Yeah.
We've added like a fun destination pin that's
Okay.
white. And so for those fun things you can't do, you can't stay in the rig, we add those as like kind of memory pins.
Okay.
I think so, because it's lived a life before it met you.
That's cheating.
But I've never been to,
But
half
it
those
has.
states. All right, so you're on the team of it is the RV.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's the person.
You're on the team of it's the person.
Might as well have the tattoo.
Neither of you are on the team of it's the vehicle.
No.
Now, and here's why I say that. We tow our van behind our double decker, which means in some cases, like last week, we were in South Carolina, but we were south of Charleston. We spent most of our time in Savannah, Georgia.
Because you took the van.
We were parked in South Carolina with our rig, but we spent most of our time in Savannah. Do we
By my
count
school of
Georgia?
thought, you get to count Georgia.
You also don't know what the RV was doing when you weren't there. I think it was probably having a flamingo party back at the RV park.
Who knows? You really don't know. I said they get to count Georgia.
What do you think? Were any of these the same method that you use to count if you've officially been to a state? Tell us in the comments, and if yours is totally different from all these that I just showed you, please let us know.
Okay, ultimately, as we review all the poll responses, we quickly began to see a pattern in really 3 categories or groups. And what we haven't decided is what to call these groups, or for good things, good or
Yeah,
bad.
and I mean, maybe you can help us out here. We kind of like, for us, it's been there, done that, got the T-shirt.
Like
right?
those are the 3 categories.
Or like we went there, we visited there, and we experienced there, or something along those lines. So help us come up with what to call those 3 categories. Essentially, they break down kind of like this for us. So 1 is that first group. You physically were inside the geographical boundaries. It doesn't matter how much time or what you did there. You could have even just driven through,
Right, yeah.
or had a layover at an airport, or just stayed the night in a Walmart parking lot. That's kind of the first category, right?
The second, it would be really what we think most people are going to end up crossing a lane, crossing it off the state as it being done, is a been there, done that, visited category. This category doesn't count the physical entering of the geographical boundary, but requires something to be done inside the geographic boundary, like visited a local attraction, going on hikes, checking out state parks, or visiting a local museum.
Yeah, so like I actually visited that place. And the third category is the last group, I got the T-shirt, or I really experienced this place group. And that's a more involved category. Those were people who have specific experiences or requirements they're trying to accomplish in each and every state. Now, I really like this group because they have a real like method to how they make their determination. And I mean, we heard everything from like you have to go to a ballpark, or you have to do the volunteering or whatever.
Yeah.
Spent the night isn't it, right? It's not just about spending the night, but having to do something, go outdoors and visit a zoo, and they have like a really method. Those people really take some time to get a feel for the state. They typically are staying more than 1 or 2 nights, and they're doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, you have to go out of your way to achieve that idea.
Right, and for us, none of these were the method we used. Our method was more time-based because we anticipated we'd be on the road for 2 years, traveling the lower 48. So I wrote down kind of some simple math, 48 states, divide it by 24 months. We should average around 2 weeks per state. It's not entirely that simple. A month is not exactly 4 weeks. A year is 52 weeks, not 48. But we figured that would give us 4 extra weeks to spend more time in some places and return to home base for a week or 2 for anything we might need.
Like medical
stuff,
vehicle registration, that type of stuff.
Still, the basic math didn't exactly sit well with me. So I kind of wrote that down over here. The basic math didn't sit well with me because some states like California and Texas are huge compared to the states like Rhode Island and Delaware.
Yes.
And some states,
silly.
Yeah, some states frankly just don't seem all that appealing to me. No offense to North Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, but you're not exactly big names when it comes to tourism. So what did I do? I went ahead and I broke down the geographical size of each state divided by the time we planned to be on the road and that gave us a percentage of our time, and that we should spend in each of the lower 48 states. And from there, I made some slight adjustments based on how much time I figured we'd actually enjoy spending in that state. So while we weren't going to be driving to Alaska and Hawaii, we do still plan on visiting those at some point within the course of the 2 years. That's where those extra weeks can come in. But I figured, this was probably a fairly good plan. So here's what we did with that. I'll give you a little close-up of this with that plan. And that was... ultimately, that was our original plan, right?
Yeah, but then about 2 weeks on the road, we quickly realized that it was not that simple of a plan.
And it really isn't that good of a plan. I mean, it'd be cool, but there are sometimes we move really quickly through a state, and other times when we really want to stay longer.
Yeah, our big example is South Dakota. We
Absolutely.
loved South Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, I figured a week was all we would need in South Dakota. I mean... Come on, I mean, how much time can you spend at Mount Rushmore? And that's
right. And that is true.
That's all we knew about. So pretty foolish on our part when we left just after 7 days. I could have easily spent a month or more in South Dakota. Absolutely, it's been one of our favorite states, and we will be going back.
So where does that leave us now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Like, we've settled, I think... And we haven't really talked too much about it. I think we've settled somewhere between category 2 and 3, like the been there and done that. We have like no specific set in stone, hard and fast rule for determining when we've earned a sticker.
Right.
We just know like what we do and is count. We don't count it if all we did was drive through it. If we just stopped for lunch or even just really stayed the night, we don't count that. We generally have to have created that memory of some sort, done an activity or two.
We tend to hike in every state.
Hiking,
yeah.
Spending a little more time there. Also, checking off the states is not the purpose of the trip, right? So our map doesn't mean in any way when we're done with it that we don't fully anticipate going back to a state once we've got that state sticker on there and spend more time, right? I think that would be super foolish.
Yeah, and 2 years is such a short amount of time to fit in everything that goes on.
Yeah, I mean,
here in the United States.
If our goal was to visit all 50 states road tripping, like that would be it. That'd be pretty quick, and it would be a quick pace, but it's doable. But the goal isn't just all 50 states, and I mean, we absolutely will, but we're not going to stress ourselves out about meeting some arbitrary rules about earning the state sticker for each state. Not going to do that at all. So we love adding the stickers, but we're not in a competition. So, well, there you have it. Let us know what you think, what your method is for counting a state, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit that little bell button so you get a notification when we post a new video. I know this one's not super long. We are actually hitting the road right now. We just cleaned up our site. We have been having a great time here at the Lippert Getaway.
We've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the Lippert Getaway 2022 has just been phenomenal. But today is move out day, so everybody's hitting the road. You've probably heard some of the rigs going by. We're actually right at the very entrance of the park we're at, so we get some of more of that noise than others. But it's time to hit the road. Time for us to get packing and move on. So hopefully you enjoyed this. We will have more of our adventure type content coming out soon, and we've got some other plans in the work to give you guys some really good look at what it's like living in an RV full time, especially
and the community,
which
has been our biggest wonderful surprise about going on the road. Super
wonderful surprise. I can't tell you enough. Like, we were worried about if we're gonna make friends and how this all would work. Even up in the first 3-4 months on the road, we haven't posted anything because it's been a little bit scary, and
we've had some trials for sure.
We're newbies.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing on the road, right? And so it was a little bit scary, but man, we have found a community, and certainly here at this getaway, I feel like we finally found family.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally, we found family. Quite literally, we found family. We were sitting at a campfire just last night.
Yeah.
We sat down with a couple friends that we had here and just sat down, and I pulled out an app that helps kind of show how far back you're connected. Ultimately, like I was looking up, doing some genealogy, some family history, and used this app. Found out that the guy that was with us there, shout out to Tim Blakely, Faith Family and Fifth Wheel. Tim is actually my 11th cousin. So I know that's like way back, right? At some point we're all related. But it was super cool to know that I had built this friendship with Tim, and we're actually related. And our kids are really good friends with their kids, so they're 12th cousins. So lots of good times. We are really having a blast. So look forward to those videos coming out about our adventures, about RV life, newbies on the road, and just everything that we're doing. Also, I think we've got some videos out that are going to come out. We're going to try to do a little bit and explain what we've been up to for the past 5 months or so.
Yeah, we'll try and catch you guys up.
Yeah, so we play a little bit of catch up. We've been on the road now for 5 months. In 2 days, we hit our 5-month mark. So we will give everybody an update and make sure that everybody kind of gets filled back in on what's happened over the last 5 months, where we've been, what we've done, and we'll try to not make that too boring. It hasn't been boring for us, but we have been a little bit hesitant and scared to show everything because, frankly, we are just so new and a little embarrassed at times about some of the mistakes we make, but we are loving it. We're enjoying it. I think we're getting past that.
We're getting to the part where we actually really enjoy things.
Yeah, we're getting past that like initiation of this sucks, and now we're moving on to this is good. We could really do this a long time. Our kids are making friends, we're making friends, and it's all great. So leave some comments, subscribe, share, and also don't forget to, if you haven't yet, watch the video. Maybe it's up here or over here. I don't know where I'm going to end up putting the little thing, but watch the video of our tour and kind of our launch when we started this journey. Make sure you take a look at those as well. So we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, guys.